What is up, everyone? So, we are back again. It has been quite a while. There have been a lot of things going on in my life that has been making it difficult for me to do videos. We've been moving houses, packing up, selling. Oh my goodness, it's just been a crazy roller coaster these past few weeks for me and my family. But I do have good news. Um, I am done with this anatomy book. This has been probably one of the most exciting art books that I have ever gone through. And if you have been here, you have heard me blabbered on about this book, but I have just been enjoying my process immensely going through this book. I heard of the Morpho book as well that a lot of people are recommending. I may have to check that one out. I've already looked it up on Amazon, and I may get it. I may get it. You may see it here soon, but this one is definitely a keeper for me. I will definitely be referencing this again, but we won't be talking so much about this book in this video. I am going to be hopping back in where we left off in the sketchbook and running through basically what I've been doing. I think in a little bit here, I want to be moving a little bit more towards some of the sketching and talking just about some random things that are going on and probably random things in art as well. But more of that to come. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I will be referencing it. And now that I am done with this book, I am officially a professional artist now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. So I have completed the book, but I just still feel there is so much more for me to learn. I think one of the things I'm interested in seeing is once get through with the sketchbook, which I am almost at the end now. One of the things I want to see is just look back at some of the old sketchbooks versus some of the things that I'm doing now from imagination and really see what is the difference there. I know we did it in one of the videos for the loose leaf sheets of paper that I was using, and we did kind of a long progression scroll through all of those. I think I want to this will be the third sketchbook I'm going through now. I think I want to take a look back and see what has happened from that first sketchbook to now, especially on this new road that I'm taking. Um, Kind of have some Kim Jong Ji goals in there. That's very audacious. Um, and speaking of which, there's some of his sketches that I've sketched from right here. Um, Now, with the sketchbook, it's going to be a little bit clunky, so bear with me because I'm going to be flipping back and forth to get through the pages. All right, so this is where we left off in our previous video, working out with some of the designs and wrinkles. There's just too much wrinkles. One of the design things is that one side should be simple and one side more complex. That is definitely not here, but something I took note of. These are some of the sketches that I did since then. I found this one really cool, and it kind of exemplifies this simple. Get a pencil here. The simple line versus a more complex line on this side. So I don't know. I'll still be doing a lot here. I just want to make sure that I'm actually headed in the right direction here. So, okay, yeah, yeah, let's. Jeez. Okay, more sketches. Working through some things here. Sitting. This person is basically breaking their back. What can I say? More practice. More practice, more practice. You can probably see some construction here of that box really coming out. I go back and forth between really doing a lot of construction and not doing as much construction. So you will see that variation here. Sometimes it's just looking at the forms. Get more practice. I think this was from a pose that I saw previously in Tom Fox's book, and trying to remember that. So you can see some iterations here that didn't work out as well, or better, or worse. Uh, Different practices here. More practice. I think one of the things that I really want to work through is some of these shoulder regions. It's what I'm still working on. One of the things I'm finding is that it's simple when you're looking at something and drawing from it, and it's just amazing how much you forget after you leave it behind. And this is one of the reasons, again, I'm going to be referencing this book quite a bit because I think some of these shapes and designs for the torso from Tom Fox was really good, really interesting, and I really would like to capture more of that um, in my imaginative drawings. So this is a pose from Tom Fox. Kind of did it over again, uh, doing some slight iterations and differences. Another one here. Putting in a lot of drawing, guys. Trying to get this done. Trying to get better. Some more iterations through the torso, pelvis area. So that's cool. Here it looks like I tried the brush pen again, these thicker lines here. And I think eventually ended up going with the fine liner, which this one is the fine liner. This one here is the brush pen. And eventually fell in love with the fine liner and basically used that for the entire thing, and then started moving on to the knee joint. There's a lot of work on the knee joint. Basically getting those basic shapes in. And then, of course, playing around with some random mannequinization. You have a few people sitting down here doing weird stuff, flying off. Yeah, all kind of craziness going on. Trying to get this one out of plane. Just trying to implement some of the things that I was learning. This here as well. So this was from imagination. Um, those two characters, they're interacting. I think it came out pretty cool. This one was from Fox. Um, these odd extreme angles really interest me, and I really want to get better at those. One of the things that I have found to make things look interesting is just a lot of overlapping of characters. It really creates that depth and more interest right away. Going back, forward. More practice. The lines of the glutes, how they should be positioned, curving up or curving down, depending on if you're looking from above or below. Gonna need a lot more work on that, but really like how those glutes turned out. Fox just has some really cool um, ways of simplifying the body forms. One day, people, one day I'll get there. Moving on to some muscles, the quads, doing some studies, some drawings from Fox. Really cool. Yep. Here's some more practice on the quads. Man, this book, I cannot overemphasize this book. In, I I just love I just love the forms and the way he represents them. So pretty cool stuff. And some more work here. Really cool page. Knee, something I'm gonna have to continuously go back to. Oh my goodness. There's so much work to be done to get better at this. But I just love how the drawings turn out using his shapes. Here we have some more work on glutes, legs, the interlocking of the calves into the knee joint. Really cool. I pulled out the brush pen again for this one just to try something there. I think this one's from Imagination. And probably that one there too. We got a few more referenced ones, some more studies. I'm gonna tell you all. These simple studies make so much sense when you are looking at the actual images in here and you're copying them. And they make even more sense when you're copying from an image that he gave you. It is it is just an entirely different thing to when you go to apply those to your own to your own drawing. It just gets that much more difficult. I think it'll just be a combination of continuing to practice over and over again until those things really become ingrained. But even without it, seeing some progress still. So really cool. Practicing some more figures. This is this is cool. I love this one. This is from Fox. This is from Fox as well. I think this is something I tried. Look at just look at the forms on this leg here from Fox. It's super cool. Okay, a little bit more work on feet. These extreme angles again. Coming back to these, because I just like how they look. Like you're standing on top of a glass floor or something like that. Ah, love it. Seeing things from another angle. Then we're moving down. Fox goes from the knee, bringing in the foot. Again, just love his shapes, his simplifications. Can't say enough about that. In the moment, look at those. Look at these toes. One of the things I really want to do, of course, once I get through actually being good at drawing the figure, is being expressive with the feet and the toes and how they curl and how they move, and the hands. And of course, a huge one's going to be expressions on the face, of course. But like, look at these toes. I mean, I just love these. Just love those. Love it, love it, love it. Trying out some things, putting people on the floor. I'm not sure how well that floor is showing up on there, but I do have a grid to place these two figures. Just trying to put into practice some of the things that I've been learning. And I think this is the last page from Fox. I think this image, if I can recall correctly, was the last one from Fox. These two. And then I kind of decided to try to do like a mirror image for them interacting. The floor is a bit off. This one's a bit higher up than this one in terms of feet placement. And then trying to pull together some more practice here from things. Some of them don't really work out, but yeah, just using this fine liner to go over, as I mentioned before, instead of using the pencil to go over once I've kind of blocked in things. This was more work from figures, trying to start to apply some of the things that I had been learning, and it does make it easier to draw from references now. I must say that when you actually kind of know what you're looking at, it becomes a lot easier to draw from reference now. This was a pretty cool page. Everything on this page is from imagination. Uh, it's pretty cool. Again, imagination is just a reference in your head. So trying to get your imagination reference to match up to real life references, and the better you get at being able to picture things, something in your head, um, I guess the better it comes out on paper. I do find sometimes that I get overboard and carried away with some of the poses I want to do, and then as I get into the details, I figure out that I don't actually know which pose I'm wanting to do. Like I kind of get lost. So sometimes I don't have a firm idea of what I want to do, and then it's like, yeah, it should bend this way, and yeah, it just goes downhill. Some more references, and then trying some random variations on the reference. Here we have some more figures. This person looked like they may fall over. Some of my figures are still a little stiff. Gonna work on that. Some gesture drawing. Get some. This person looks a little bit stiff here. Some of these are better. What did I say here? Okay, what am I wanting to do here? So this is one of the ones where I kind of got lost, right? Started out going, oh yeah, it's gonna curve like this, and then it kind of fell apart because I couldn't clearly visualize in my head what I was trying to put on the paper, and found that I was just scratching on the page and doing random shapes that somewhat align to the masses of the body. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Some running poses here. This one looks a little weird. Obviously, that's from imagination. So is this one. So is this one. These two were from reference. Saw that already. This one from reference, and the rest of these from imagination. I came up with this way of doing kind of afro-ish type curly hair, trying to get some of that shading in as well. I'll eventually start extending this to other things as I feel like I'm getting a better grasp at the figure, going to start adding in some other aspects that I know I need to work on already. So yeah, I like how this one turned out. This one was okay as well. Made a lot of changes on this leg portion here, trying to figure out how to make that work. This page was okay. There were some things that I was working on that I felt weren't going as planned, and I ditched. And then just more practice from imagination, really. Not bad. Not bad. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, folks. In fact, I need to look back and show some of you some of my early works from imagination. It's kind of hilarious. Hilarious. I remember actually laughing in some videos when I kind of turned to some of those pages. Some more from imagination, and then I think these two I went back to Fox, kind of referenced some stuff, and I think one or more of these are from reference, and then trying to throw in some imagination type work variations on those references. So another cool page. This top row here is from imagination, and then a reference and some variations trying to work through different body types. Some more variations. As you can see, basically similar camera angles, similar-ish poses, but basically just trying to repeat things because even though you may think you have it, one of the things that I've found, again talking about the things that I copied from this book, is that until you use it again and again and again and again, it just kind of evaporates a little bit. Like you do it once and you go, "Oh, I got it," and the next time you go to draw it, you go, "Whoa, what's going on here?" So just be aware of that if you're going through the same process. I feel the same way too, right? But again, I think like someone mentioned in my post about getting burned out, the good thing is I'm drawing for me, so I don't have any pressure of financial burdens or anything like that. And my job, as I tell you all the time, is to just show up and make marks on the paper. That's my job. And once I'm doing that, and once I am trying to improve my shapes, my form, my construction, practicing things that are difficult for me, I know I'm headed in the right direction, so I don't worry about it too much. Too much. So, yep, some more ones from imagination here. I like how this turned out. It's pretty cool. Okay, this is from a department type catalog thing that came through. That came from my wife. I grabbed it, drew a few figures off of it. It's pretty cool for, I guess, a semi informal gesture process. And this is officially the last page here. This is from, I think everything on this. Yeah, I think everything on this is from Imagination, actually. And I throw a guy in here for good measure. You don't see guys show up too much. I think one of the things that I've found is that guys seem pretty easy to draw. At least for me, I think. I think I find females very difficult to draw, and it seems like if I can get the females drawn correctly, I can draw males. So, so I have to practice females a lot more than the guys. So that's just my experience. I don't know what your experience is, but all right. So this is the last page, and I'm excited to get into additional work, additional studies, additional micro projects. Because again, like for instance, this would be like kind of a micro project, but I really want to figure out some type of interaction scenes to kind of put up. Again, my goal is to be headed towards this kind of style that Kim Jong Ji does, where he's able to draw these scenes with all these people. But and I guess that's kind of crossed in with what um, Peter Draws does, where it's this ability to just sit down and draw out something that turns to be super complex and just have fun with it. That's kind of my goal that I'm headed towards. So everything is geared towards that, right? So, and I think one of the things I'm finding, this goes back to perfection as well. When you get so many figures on the page, some of the inaccuracies and the errors that you have are kind of hidden by the fact that it's just, oh, it looks nice that there are so many things on the page and there's a lot to look at. So we're going to get there. We're going to get there one step at a time. I hope you stick with me on this journey. Hopefully, I'm inspiring you as I feel that you all are really keeping me inspired on this journey as well. So look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Let me know how you're getting on with your practice, your ups and downs, the questions that you have, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.